I'm the moderator today. I think, guys, I think we have to wait for a little bit until the panel is joined, and then the other things are still, I think, is Kumudita is Kumudita here? Is Kumudita here? Tamira, co-host.
Yes, madam.
Tamira Dhananjay. So
Yes,
what's happening? I think lecture the panel is, I think, is it difficult to find the correct break room?
Oh, please wait, madam. I will call.
So again, I'll warmly welcome our panel. So Dr. Wijetunge, I think we cannot see you from the camera. You can can you? Oh, okay, now we can perfectly see you. Thank you so much.
Okay, no.
So Dr. Neil, I think a perfect introduction was given by the students, so I don't have to give the introduction again. So for the topic and everything, Tamir, can you share your screen and show me the slide, please?
Yeah, sure, madam.
So there are more than 150 students, fresh graduates and undergraduates are here, I think. More than 150, I think it's a good sign that they are interested in this. So yes, now let's start. You are like the most waited session for you guys. This is for you guys only. So right start for a greater career, how to step in and excel in the industry as a young graduate. I think you guys were waiting for hear from an experienced industry specialist about how to build up your career and everything. So I hope you guys will be here with us until the end. You guys, I guarantee that you guys will get the maximum out of this, and then you won't have to leave the session. This will be a very interesting one. So let's start the session. So welcome Dr. Wijetunge, Dr. Neil, and Mr. Janaka. So what do you think? I mean, what do you think about this topic? Shall we starting from Dr. Wijetunge, can you tell taking 2 to 3 minutes, can you tell us your ideas, like what do you think about this topic and your insights about this?
Good evening, Sachini, and all the participants and 2 panelists as well. So first and foremost, I'm very proud to be here. The SLTC undergraduates, they have organized a timely important subject. So thank you for selecting this kind of the important subject called internship and how to step in and excel in industry as young graduates. So that is the stepping stone. That is the stepping stone for all graduates. All graduates, the industry. So whatever we learn, ultimately we'll have to step into the society. So your society is your industry. What is the definition of internship? So I got the correct definition of internship, that itself gives the importance of the internship. An internship is a professional learning experience that offers meaningful practical work related to a graduate's field of study or career interest. An internship gives a graduate the opportunity for career exploration and development and to learn new skills. You see, you are completing your in-house education after your university education. So after that, you are exposed to the society. The very first step is your industry experience, your internship. Internship is the most important item in your career, because you don't know what the rest of the society. So when you go to the industry only, you get to know what it is. You don't have any experience, you don't have job experience, you gather job experience there. You don't see different kind of professionals. You will meet them, you will have a networking there, and you will see the people of 4 generations. That is the beauty of it. So you are representing only the millennials generation, but there are rest of 3 generations are there. So you meet them, you get the experience, you follow the procedures, and now you learn something how the lecturers are giving the instructions. But when you go to the industry, you will have to follow the rules and regulations of the organizations. There are policies, there are practices. So you get a lot of discipline. You get a lot of discipline, and the more importantly, this is the stepping stone to go to a permanent employment. So then for the moment you don't have anything to write to your CV other than your qualifications. So you build very strong resume after your internship, and moreover, build confidence. So therefore my advice is, don't miss this opportunity. Your industrial training or an internship training is extremely important for young graduates. So this step in, make use of the best way that you can do. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wijetunge. So what about Dr. Neil? What are your insights about this?
It's not the gale, but the set of the sail.
Dr. Neil, you are breaking. I think you have a connection problem.
Which take you to okay. Good evening, everybody.
Connection problem. Yeah, now we can hear you.
It's indeed a great pleasure to share our thoughts and views with young undergraduates. Right start for a great career. As I started saying, it's not the gale, but the set of the sail which takes you to the right destiny. So it's a very important step in the right direction for the undergraduates in selecting the right internship and immersing yourself in your first experience. You are overloaded with theoretical knowledge and few assumptions, perceptions about the job role, how you can perform, and perceptions about the industry. This internship gives you a wonderful opportunity for you to try things out in the real world. Other than the technical skills or the knowledge, what you have gathered, there, you will need a few more skills to excel and also to get the best out of the internship. One little thing I want to say and leave it with that is, in an organization, I think some of you have learned about organization cultures in depth. And when you walk into an organization for your internship, you will only see the tip of the iceberg. So majority of it is not seen. The power bases, the relationships, culture, the values, systems, processes. You will see some artifacts and some procedures documented, but it will be very different at times. So let's start with that. In addition to your, what I'm trying to say here is, it's not only your technical knowledge, what you have gained will be useful. More than that, having an understanding about the culture of the organization you are in, and the use of soft skills to make the best out of it. Thank you, Sachini.
Thank you, Dr. So, Mr. Janaka, over to you. The same question you have to answer. So,
hi, everyone. Yeah. Good evening, children. Good evening, sons and daughters. I think thank you very much for inviting me for this session. with this erudite panel. I think the world of work is changing. We saw during the pandemic how things change. The technology, I think the usage of technology suddenly changed, and maybe now we are ahead of around 10%. 10 years of achievement has been achieved during the COVID period. Now, say you saw online learning to online banking to online deliveries to online, so many online things. So the world has changed, but only thing is not, that doesn't mean all the changes happened during the COVID will not remain there. But there'll be a hybrid situation. Yeah, you will face a situation where some of the things which we learned from the COVID, of course, there are sad part of it, we empathize that. But what we have learned will remain, part of it will remain in the world. So you are stepping into the world of work during a new era. I think the business models are changing. Now, example, those days, having an online marketing channel is a competitive advantage. But now, for a business, it's only a hygiene factor. If you don't have online marketing channel, it's a problem. But that doesn't mean you have, it's an advantage. So business models have changed for business continuity. So with this, now you are stepping into a world where the things are changing. So with that, now you're armored with knowledge, different theoretical concepts. Now this is the opportunity for you to solve problems using this your knowledge. So the training will be the starting point. You will work with the seniors, organization people, and also now say you have mentors. Now some organizations have mentors for their trainees, or you can have your own mentors. So you should start now, use how to apply the knowledge what you have learned through these internships and training. So this is a good opportunity. The world is changing and the cultures are changing. The people behavior, various things have changed. As I said, not a total change, but certain things have changed. And now when I could remember 20 years ago, we were talking of a paperless office. But now some companies, some organizations are maybe somewhere closer to that. You, from the letter of appointment to various things are issued through the without paper, hard copy. So in such an environment, you are stepping into an environment. Of course, there are certain disadvantages. Some organizations you will have online, you don't see the people physically. Some organizations you go and see the people physically, but they're covered their faces. You can't identify who they are. So these are, it's a background you are watching, stepping in. But I would say this is challenge will bring you new opportunities. As the saying goes, every dark cloud has a silver lining. So you are stepping into a new world. And I think if you properly position yourself, you can ride with the tide and excel in your career. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Janaka. Actually, my first question was, like, why do you need an internship and what's the importance of, like, how does it help and how you get the most out of it? What does this, really bring to young grads who are interning the professional world? So I think we have already answered that question and we saved some time because we have a lot of interesting part to discuss. So guys, so we have a lot of interesting parts ahead. As the panel said, this internship is like, it's the starting point of your career. So you guys will like learn a lot of stuff, like how an organization works, how to speak, how to behave, at least how to dress, how to participate in a meeting and everything. So because when you are an undergraduate, you are just a student, that culture is different. So when you are entering professional world, that culture is totally different. You guys have a lot of things to learn about how an organization operate and how you present yourself in an organization. So that's why you need an internship. That's what this valuable panel has already explained to you. Now you guys know why you guys need an internship and the importance of it. So moving on, the graduates, like the undergraduates, have asked, as an intern, what are the criteria would I consider selecting an organization for my training according to my degree? So, Mr. Janaka, do you have any insights about this?
Yeah, of course, during this time, maybe one thing is the availability of internship. I could remember maybe a daughter of our neighbor. She was also studying at SLTC campus. So she was to do a training program on hardware engineering. But only thing is during the closure, that internship was not available because offices are closed. So one thing is during these type of things, what I would say should assess what are the internships available, because this is not a time where you can choose and pick many options, because due to various things, even officers are not working in full capacity, 50% capacity, maybe. So thing is, first grab the opportunity first. Of course, when you're grabbing the opportunity, then maybe what is your course according to the course. If you are thinking, or if you are into maybe finance like things, so the financial type of organization, business, finance, banking, or another finance company, or another fintech organization, or stock market company, that will suit you. Maybe if you're into HR or other area, you should go and think of a company which has a lot of people, so you can learn from the people practices. Also, there are processes, good HR processes and practices, they are known, then you can select. And if you are thinking of technology innovation, think of a technology innovation like of company. Of course, at the same time, you should think of what is your ambition. Now, we saw recently an intern who joined one of our technology companies. She joined the company, but after around a month, she left. Why? She is having an ambition to become, to start her own entrepreneurial, maybe cake baking operation. So she was not into this. She thought technology is not my option. So she got an opportunity in a restaurant to be an intern. So she joined there. So you should think of what your ambition is also, what you want to be in life, maybe another 4 years, 5 years time, so that's also it will help you to select. And maybe other factors are the distance. Maybe if you have to physically go, whether can I go there, travel there, and whether how the facilities, whether if you are a female and there are a lot of males are working there, will you be comfortable to work with the culture? So such maybe other factors also to think. But having said that, now grab the opportunity you get. That is the priority, I think, because there are limited options for internships. Because not only SLTC campus, so many campuses are trying to put interns out, and even private universities, other universities. So I think the first one priority is you grab the opportunity. But also other factors you can consider as we spoke.
Thank you, Mr. Janaka. Thank you so much. So those are very interesting insights from you, actually. Yes. But, I think like you should break free. Don't think about like, demographic factors or geographic factors. I think you guys should break free. Just grab the opportunity and go for it. So from Dr. Wijetunge, as an academic person, how do you advise these graduates to select and organize it? Do you have any preferences, from when I know you are the one who checking all the reports and going through their presentation? Do you have any preferences as an academic person?
I'm not a academic, so I came from the industry. So after a few decades of experience in the industry,
lecturing.
Industry, and now I switch on to the academic part. Actually, I also in agreement with what Mr. Janaka Kumarasinghe says. The workplace and the selecting of internship is not a criteria, or is not a luxury that the students are having. So I know that nowadays with the COVID and all sort of things, not only even the COVID issue, even the other constraints, it's very difficult to select the proper place to go through their internships. So therefore, my request also, wherever you get, that is your luck. That is your luck. Make use of the maximum out of it. So don't try to choose where you should go, what the organization that you need. There was a time that you had all luxuries. So therefore, my humble request is make use of the opportunity and get the maximum.
So what about Dr. Neil? Any insight about this?
I think it's best is to get into a place where there are good systems, processes, practices, use of new technology. First, see whether it is possible to get into some of those good organizations. And wherever you go, get the best out of it and try to keep your focus on the areas where what you want to learn. Now, there can be instances to get into the best of the organization, but you are doing very mundane, routine work, so which is useless. Therefore, wherever you are, whether you are in a top corporate or a medium level organization, get the best out of what is available. That is my advice to you.
Yeah, you mean like if you are, let's say in the department, let's say the HR department, you are into recruitment, but get the knowledge from the other aspect as well, not only recruitment, the other employee relations, and then the training stuff. I think you meant kind of thing, no? So
exactly,
if you have the opportunity, talk to everyone, like at least like know everything, at least a little bit. It will help, I think, when you are like going into the other level. I think it will really help.
Absolutely, Sachini. Actually, please don't forget the people in those organizations who are allowing you to undergo an internship are busy with their own work.
Yeah.
They are very busy people. Therefore, please don't come back and say that they are too busy and therefore I couldn't learn anything. That is not the proper attitude. Now, in the same organizations we have seen with the same busy executives, with first attitude and approach of the interns have a direct correlation to the effectiveness of their internship. So please don't sit back and say that they are busy. One thing you can do is whatever you are assigned, how minute work that is, whatever you are assigned first, do it in a manner where nobody has ever done.
Of course.
Because you are watching the organization with your two eyes. Organization with 1,000 employees are looking at you with 2,000 eyes.
Yes.
Maybe if you have been asked to clean the filing cabinet, do it in a manner where no one has ever done before. That may open the eyes of your mentor at the organization and allow you to get involved in all recruitment, manpower planning, performance evaluation, all key result areas.
Yeah, let me add my experience also. When I was an intern, very recently, I recruited for training and development in an HR department. So when my supervisor is busy, I go and sit with like employee relations or with the document person, or even I was doing the internship at MAS. If I don't have anything, nobody's giving me work, I go and walk in the floor with all the like sewing girls and everything. So I sit with them and have tea. Like everything is experience, I think.
Absolutely.
Like
Very correct.
learning. Yes. So moving on, the next question is actually to Mr. Wijetunge. What is important of maintaining the intern diary?
Yeah, well, actual speaking is, so intern diaries, depending on the organizations, they have their own diaries. Some organizations, even when I was working in the organization, we had a standard diary. And if the trainees are coming through the NITA, they have their own diary. Anyway, if the diary is not available in the standard diary is not available in the industry, my advice is to maintain a proper diary. It is the tool that you can prove that what you have learned during the internship period. So organizations, as Dr. Bogahalande says, organizations are not coming after you. You will have to go after them. So therefore, the diary, maintain the proper diary. The diary should contain all the details that you have learned. So you can discuss with the seniors, the department supervisors, managers, and the employees as well. So you can learn all the areas. So at the end of first week, you will understand what you have learned. It is recorded. And this is the good tool to show what you have learned, your attendance. The one thing, Sachini, all interns, they should understand none of the organization has given the free mandate for them. So they can't come to the organization when they want. They can go to the departments where they want. No way. There should be a discipline. That discipline shows your diary. So when the head of the department at the end of the week, or the manager, when he or she looks at your diary, they will understand how enthusiastic this person. So then they have some encouragement to teach them. For example, as you very correctly said, so as far as the HR is concerned, so you may be allocated to the training and development department. That is where we always give the opportunity for them to move with the industry. So then you can learn the training and development, and you can move to the other department. As you said, the sewing department, it's a garment industry. Sewing is one of the best areas to learn best HR practices. So likewise, you will have to maintain a proper diary, and diary should contain your attendance, your time attended, your area that you work, certification from the respective supervisors, the subjects that you learn, and you can make a point that, so what are the areas that you need to learn? So because the organization, the HR department, so we are very busy. We are very busy in the organization. Interns are, so we think that the organization think they are going to help to the students. So be in the organization. It is up to them to learn. So therefore, maintain a proper diary, your attendance, where you work. When you take a big organization, there are enough sections. So how long have you been there in the particular department? Who is the supervisor? What areas that you learn? Write it down, everything in your diary. And mind you, when you go to the first interview, because you don't have any documents to show your industry experience other than your diary. So I don't think that you will be in a position to explain at the interview so what you learn and the subjects that they ask. So but when they see the diary, so they can understand how much the particular person has learned. So therefore my advice is, so all sort of things what you learn and to be learned, everything to be indicated, and get the certification from the supervisor and the manager. At least find half an hour per week to have a discussion with the head of the department. So you will learn a lot of things. So therefore, please maintain a proper industrial training diary.
And also make sure you get it signed.
Exactly.
So
Otherwise, there's no authentication.
yeah. Thank you, Dr. Wijetunge. So there's an open question to the panel from a student. So he or she is asking me, so is it necessary to select a reputed organization? I think he or she is referring that it's a big company, like a multinational company or a garment industry, or like a big organization. And can I become permanent after the internship? So it's a very tricky question. It's an open question to you.
So if I answer the question, So it's a luxury that you can get. If you can go to the multinationals or with various sections and number of them, for example, if it is a HR intern, if she can join with the large organization with a lot of people, so he or she can learn a lot of HR best practice, especially garment sector. Garment sector is dealing with foreign customers. So there are vendor audits. So there are vendor audits, and they have given certain criteria to fulfill. It's very good if HR intern to join with the large organization. But it's not a hard and fast rule, but learn wherever you get the opportunity, learn. So that's my advice.
So, Dr. Hill, would you absorb an intern for your cadre?
I think it's a nice question to have. Stemming from that, what I could say is whether the organization absorbing an employee to the organization for it to happen, many other things also have to fall into place. There should be a suitable vacancy and things like that. But I think since I like this question, from this what I can say is all of you who will be asked to continue in the same job as a permanent employee because you have excelled, you have done exceptionally well during your internship. So I think it's not a bad idea, or it's a good goal for everybody to work in a manner where the organization either will absorb them to the same organization, or else the organization will regret. The organization will regret that we would love to have you in our organization. But unfortunately, since there is no opening for a person like you, we are unable to recruit you at this moment. But the next opportunity, we would be very happy to have you. So, which again, 90% is in the hands of the intern. Only 10% left in the hands of the organization to impress with your work and conduct during that little period of internship.
Yeah, I think it's also important to have keep a good relationship with all the staff also. Even I also went tripping with them. I did all the stuff, all the outings, all the tripping. Like, it's not only about like getting your diary fulfilled. It's like, you have do everything while you are doing the internship. So answering to that question, Mr. Janaka, you have another question. Do we enhance proficiency in advanced? How do we enhance proficiency in advanced job search skills, especially in the industry we are looking for? Like, you can answer that question and ask this one also.
Yeah, I think as an intern or any job seeker, actually you are selling yourself. So you have to improve your visibility. You have to improve your visibility in the job market or the industry. So what are the ways to improve your visibility? Now today the technology is available. Now say one should have a LinkedIn profile, and you should continue to upgrade the LinkedIn profile because a lot of recruitments take place through LinkedIn today. So you should have a good LinkedIn profile, keep on adding and recommendations. So you improve your visibility. Maybe you get involved with networks, maybe industry specific network or professional network. So you improve. So through that, you improve your visibility, your knowledge, your interactions. And also get involved in maybe activities like this now. Say you are even Sachini is getting involved, the Kumudita is involved. Like when you get involved, you also improve your visibility, right? So you like to then say, there is a potential person who we can think of when you have opportunity. And better to have a career mentor, maybe somebody, a senior expert who excelled in the field or in the industry as a mentor. So you can maybe, if you get time and opportunity to get some time from him, get some advice, or even can be a relative or somebody. And it's good to all the successful people, even from Bill Gates to Mark Zuckerberg, they had their mentors at different times. So better to have a mentor, because mentors is not their only job. Maybe you have a problem in the career, they will advise you. And I have seen in Sri Lanka, a lot of, the success model has been, when you have academic qualification, if you have supplement with a professional qualification, it goes a long way. Now, say, if you're say doing a business graduate into marketing, you do a marketing diploma. If you are into finance, you do a accounting course. If you are into HR, do a CIPM course. Likewise, academic plus professional courses will help you to enhance your visibility and your networking. And today, and also you can keep on adding to your CV. Now today, a lot of short courses are available online, Udemy and various things, some free. A lot of universities are offering free courses. So if you are interested in a certain sphere, so you can start learning about these courses. When you go for an interview, when you send your application, they know this person has some extra interest on the subject area or the interest. So keep on adding some courses, different courses. And not only that, now say in Singapore, I was speaking to a friend in Singapore. All the graduates, they are trying to teach them, even business and other graduates, some software tools like Python. So everybody should be Python skilled, right? So there are short courses you can study on your own and get yourself certified today, because there are a lot of short courses. So likewise, you should have the attitude to learn more as you all told, during your internship, get maximum out of the internship, build relationship, learn, ask, tell, go with people, move with people, improve your visibility. So by improving your visibility, you will create more probability of getting a better chance of a job opportunity.
Thank you, Sir. Adding to that, I have seen in some organizations I have seen when they're checking the CV, they check whether the student at least have done one online course. Not because that, that student has to do it, but to know whether those, students are very open-minded, they know about what's happening in the world, whether they are updated. So having search about those online courses from Coursera, Udemy, and then there are a lot of there's local sites also. So having engage in those stuff, get at least one online certification from foreign university or something. You can easily find it from the internet. There's Google Academy also. So everybody is AWS or Google, whatever. So you guys can do at least one online course. Also, so there's one student have asked whether there are training programs to second year student also. I have seen there are summer internship, foreign, some companies are offering summer internships to the student. There are new emerging stuff to the student also. If I was you, I think I will at least click the like button of all the major organizations in Sri Lanka also. So you will get updated, you will know the job postings and everything. So I think you should use as Mr. Janaka said, you should use new tools to find your opportunities. So thank you, Dr. Yes, thank you, Mr. Janaka. So anything to add?
Yeah, may I add? Yeah, this reminds me, my daughter is a law student. Okay. And I finally, she came and told me, I'm working these days as a coordinator. I asked for where? I'm working for Australian company. Now you see, yeah. The Sri Lankan, when you are in Colombo with this distant working and with this what you call technology, now even the local students can get some training abroad. So there are opportunities not only here, even for in other countries, for work for 20 hours for a week or so, can get some hands-on experience.
Yes. So somebody, like some student has asked, Madam, can we do our intern as work from home manner? Actually, I think that they should consult their lecturers to answer that question. I think we working for, yeah. Am I right, Dr. Wijetunge? Working
No,
from home internships.
no, I don't recommend. I don't
Yeah,
recommend.
that's what
The
I.
concept is completely different.
Yes.
So what we need is to get, not need to get the certification. What we need is to behave with the people, move with the people, understand the culture of the organization, right? So I think some of the students, they don't have any experience going by the buses.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
also,
using public
yeah,
transport.
that also must learning. So therefore, I don't recommend following your intern from home.
Okay, next, the golden question. So, how to face a job interview confidently, how be creative and presentable, and share some of your secrets, Dr. Neil, over to you. Share some secrets.
Thank you. I think first place, one thing but the potential candidates should understand is, as much as you are interested in getting into a job, organizations are under tremendous pressure in getting the right person in, not anybody in. Therefore, though they are under pressure, they won't hire anything lesser than what their expected standard. So, why I say this is organizations are doing you a favor by getting you in, but you got to upgrade yourself to be selected. So, first place in facing an interview, please remember, these guys in the organization have done so much of groundwork to see you for the first time. To see you for the first time, this organization who is inviting you for a job interview has done so much of groundwork, which means you also got to do a lot of groundwork before you go there. It's a must read. At least you have to get a good understanding about the organization you are going in for the interview. So that's a must. I will join any organization type of answer. We'll say thank you very much for coming, and you will not get selected. So we have to have a deeper understanding about the organization, what is the type of business they are in, what are the core values of this organization, who are the main customers, what are the pain points they have, how can you contribute to that organization type of understanding you must have. There are in this communication era, there are so very many ways of doing that. Firstly, maybe you can go through their website, talk to somebody who is engaged there, talk to some customers, known parties, whatever, and also try to pick the keywords in the advertisement. Very important. This one size fits all doesn't work with interviews. So when you read it, consciously read the advertisement, you will pick up some keywords.
I think Dr. Neil got stuck.
So we can go to the next one, Sachini. Then still the technology is ready.
Yeah, that since that's an open question, can you, Mr. Janaka, can you ask that question?
Which are mentioned there.
Okay, Dr. Neil is back. Okay.
Yes, sorry, some disturbance. So pick up the keywords what this organization have mentioned, and if you possess those qualities, what is required for that organization, I think without talking things very much in general, you have to pitch to those concerns of the organization. For an example, if the advertisement says they are looking for somebody with analytical skills, and if you possess analytical skills, showcase that you are a person with analytical skills. If the vacancy advertisement has mentioned that they are looking for a person with communication skills, if you actually possess your communication skills, please showcase that you possess communication skills. Not only you can talk 2 or 3 languages, but the understanding of communication and non-verbal communication and the para-language, all that, and how and maybe you can bring in a real-life example of how you were successful by being good in communication skills, things like that.
Interesting. I was asked to explain a recent incident from Millennium IT actually. The HR person asked me to explain a recent like unforgettable incident in my life. I think that person has done because of this.
Exactly. The other thing is, it's a golden opportunity you get to showcase who you are within a short period, and it's first impression. Because and you got to present yourself nicely. You got to present yourself nicely, very, very important. And present yourself confidently, because say for a good organization, if they want one accounts executive, they will get 300 applications with full qualification in accountancy. You got to present yourself positively and make the interview panel believe that you are the right person. I think the list is endless. I think my colleagues also will add on to it.
So would you care about the GPA of this person? If someone is having a good GPA or someone is having low GPA, would you care about the GPA of this person who is coming to the interview of this fresh graduate?
GPA will say, for an example, if 2 people are equally good, then the GPA might come in.
Yeah.
Because that not, of course, it's a great achievement. Nobody will undermine. But on the suitability for the job role, if 2 people are equally good, then the person with a better GPA will have an advantage, but not the only criteria for the selection of the job.
Yeah. So someone has asked whether someone is having a good GPA but no professional qualification. Someone is having low GPA but a lot of professional qualifications that has gained during the undergraduate life. I think we have answered that question also. It's like if you got selected, I think the panel or the recruiters will decide like which to choose. I think whether your professional qualifications matters, or whether your GPA matters, or whether your communication and soft skill or your confidence matters. It's according to the actual, if it is a marketing or sales job, I think your GPA does not matter. It's about you being presentable and be more confident. I think it differs from job role to the job role also. So there's no solid dance for that, I think. Am I right, Dr. Neil?
Yes, because GPA is one of many selection.
Yeah, one of many, yes.
That's not the only criteria.
Yes.
Please don't go with the wrong notion that GPA is no good. GPA is excellent.
Yes.
GPA is a must. And but please don't write only on the GPA. Along with that, organizations are looking for a rounded off person, because you are coming in as a junior executive. There will be people in the same organization with similar qualifications and experiences. So it is not a must to have the best GPA, because you will be working with a senior person also. So therefore, keep your eyes on the GPA, very important. Class, GPA, all that is very important, but that's not the only criteria.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Turning into like Mr. Janaka. So, Mr. Janaka, what do you think about like how these students get updated with the professional worlds, like match with the demands of the industry? That's, I think Mr. Wijetunge will also agree with me that this all the institutes and all the academic universities are like making this undergraduates ready for the industry. So Mr. Janaka, can you like tell bit of about like how about this gaining the qualification and match with the demand, how to get updated and everything?
Yeah, I think that the continuous professional development is required for any profession today. And so we should, I think, as I told you earlier, we should keep on, the learning ends when a person dies. So you learn actually, you learn every time you learn, even while you are traveling, as Dr. Wijetunge said, by even traveling by a bus or doing online work, so you learn. So you should continuously learn. So there should be the willingness to learn, the ability to learn is very important. I could remember in Singapore, I saw one program, Learning to Learn, that taught teaching how people to learn, right? So it's very important that you learn from all the experiences and you develop. And also, it's very important at undergraduate level, you learn from your course, your specialty. At the same time, if you're into business, you should learn about all other functions. Your business is, well, when you go up, you are not only one specialist or marketing specialist or finance. You should choose the big picture. You should see how the business world realities are. So you should not limit your specialize. True, but you should learn about the all-round aspects of this thing. So there is I would say the mindset is very important. The continuous learning mindset, where I should learn. Learning never ends, because today the learning life cycle is very short. Maybe if you are talking of your parents' time, when you learn of a degree or get a course, a certificate, and you can do this for a long time. Now say doctors, those days doctors, they pass out till they die, they practice. But nowadays the world is changing. They say you even in foreign countries, every year you have to update your license through CPD, continuous professional development. So that means the learning life cycle is becoming shorter because of the technology and other things. So the important thing is you should have the mindset to learn and also unlearn other things, unwanted things, unlearn the technology. So it's I would say the mindset is very important. And as in my earlier question, I explained how you should make it certified in professionals and other things, mentors. So if you have the right attitude to learn, that will take you a long way.
Thank you, Janaka. So turning into Dr. Wijetunge, other than collecting papers, what do you think? Like, this is my personal, actually, this is a personal question from me. Other than collecting papers, what do you think a graduate should have reached to the top? I mean, attitudes, common sense, problem solving, as you said before, like taking the public transport, everything. I mean, what do you think about like, hunger to learn everything? So do you think, is it only the GPA or the degree or professional studies or the online certificates? What do you think? So what are the other skills they should have?
Yeah, the good question, because for newcomers, so there's a starving of collection of papers. So
Yes.
some people nowadays, when I met one young relation of mine, so she is learning for 3 qualifications. I asked why. No, mommy. So we need qualifications, otherwise very difficult to find the job. So I gave her thundering lecture. Now, collecting of papers is not the matter. Matter is you should have your own goals. You have your SMART goals, right? Learning this certificate, learning that certificate. There's no purpose of it. what we need is you should have your own goals, where you want to go. So if you have decided the goals, so then you collect the qualification which is matching to the particular goals. For example, if the HR guy, so why can't they learn about law? There's a relationship, right? So as Mr. Janaka Kumarasinghe said, the business management graduate, why don't you learn about the marketing? So HR graduate, why don't you turn to the professional aspect of it, CIPM, right? So how much things can learn, right? So collecting of certificates won't be a plus mark at the interview. At the interview, what we look at is the all-round person who has the communication skills, who has the leadership skills, who has the behavioral skills, the good attitudes. Those are matters. If a person has bad attitudes and the bad behavioral activities and having GPA on max, maybe 3.9 or something like that, but there's no purpose of it, right? So therefore, look at your behavior, your SMART goals. So how you reach the SMART goals, that is the most important factor. So while you are going through that path, so you can collect some qualifications. There's no problem of, but collecting so much of qualification, you may be stressful and spending a lot of money, a lot of time, and various other things. So set your SMART goal first.
Thank you, Dr. Neil. So this is a bit a contradictory question to Dr. Neil. Do you think like some student like having a SMART goal and having a career path and goal and everything? Do we stick to that? Do we need to stick to that goal? Can't I change my path one day if I wanted? So this, I'm asking this question because on behalf of all the undergraduate and everyone, they might get scared like when we are talking and we are giving advice and everything. Like they might get scared, like they will they will not succeed. They might not succeed. Am I capable? So they might have a lot of insecurities with them. I know because I was an undergraduate also. I had a lot of insecurities when I was an undergraduate. So. Do you think that when I was 25, I wanted to be in HR, and when I'm 28, I'm into IT. So do you think that we need to stick to in one path until we are 60?
A very pertinent question. What I can say is, make your hobby the profession and get someone to pay for it.
Yeah.
I repeat, make your hobby the profession and get somebody to pay for it. Because you finish your first degree when you are 22, 3, 4, whatever. And if you select a path which doesn't interest you, you will be, as you go by, your responsibilities increase, and you will be compelled to stick on to an area. And you will be suffering for 35 years to pay bills.
Yes.
That doesn't mean what you have done is in vain. Whatever the learning you have is good. Say for an example, if you are a nature lover and your first degree is in computer back office, it will be a not very happy situation. So even in that context, if you are a computer operator in forest department in a depot elsewhere, then you can be with the nature. What I want to share with all of you is, please don't be too scared of job opportunities. More than you people, the organizations are scared.
Yeah.
Having proper talent.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Recently, the richest man in the world was interviewed by a magazine and asked, what keeps you awake in the night? The richest man in the world, what keeps you awake in the night? His reply also was thinking about how to get the best talent and how to retain them. So this is a bigger problem to the organization. Don't worry too much. Your talent is required to this country, this world. But the only thing, your educational qualification alone is not good enough. That's all what we are trying to say. So look at now, you have made a choice and selected the path. And I don't want to get into too much of controversy in changing careers, things like that. For the moment, what I can say is changing careers or changing jobs is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I met a person, a very elderly professional who have been in an organization for 30 years, one organization. He didn't look very happy for being 30 years in one organization. When I asked him, he said, I have been in the same organization for 30 years, but my employer changed thrice. So my employer changed thrice. So likewise, the change is inevitable. Please get ready for that.
Yeah.
It's another very important aspect for all you beloved.
Let me share my experience also. When I was reading for my MBA, in my MBA class, there were doctors, there were engineers, there were like a lot of people. People think only manage, like the people who are related to management only doing like getting qualifications from management. Even when I was at IPM, like CIPM, there was a doctor in my class. Reason, like they want to change the path within the scope. Those doctors wanted to enter in a hospital management, like ministry and managerial stuff. But those engineers also, they are seeking to like climb the ladder as a managers, as like general managers or whatever. So let's say a company, a engineering related company, or a garment industry. So there are like some general managers are from engineering background also. So they, to climb the ladder for a management position, they are doing the MBA qualification. So the people can, like the student, like the professionals can change a path within the scope also, not like controversially change everything, but like can change within the scope also.
One little point to add on to this is changing for the sake of changing.
Yeah.
Because this is no good, other thing will be better is no good.
Yeah.
Changing with a purpose, changing, realizing that this is not my path. But so long as I am there in this profession, I'll give my 100%. There will be a smooth migration process to the other profession or career or whatever. It got to be a planned thing, not because you don't like this boss or this organization. Therefore, I'm changing is no good.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Neil, for your valuable insight. So, Mr. Janaka, so what are the multiple career paths available to select and, prepare yourself? Like, as you said, as an entrepreneur, you can be not only doing a job or being in the industry, you can be an entrepreneur or being in academics, and be an expert like a consultancy level or a managerial, like, just just choosing a career path. So what are your insights on like being in multiple, we can show the paths to these graduates who are available, who are participating today, that they have like multiple choices?
Yeah, I think it's a valuable question, Sachini, because one should identify his or her potential and seek a career path. Now, example, a graduate who can be a teacher, and he can be excellent teacher and be excelled as a teacher. Say maybe excellent chemistry teacher, Nihal sir, for your tuition, you know, even teachers in school. So maybe, but at the same time, if that person is interested in managing people, administering, he can choose to be an administrator, become a principal. So sometimes in a school there is an very senior teacher whose salary is more than principal salary. So that doesn't mean if you don't become a manager, you won't get the other better terms and conditions. So depending on your competencies, your capabilities, person can select whether I want to be a professional. Now, say in our business sector, you can have professional career paths. Maybe the expert career path, you become graduate, then ISO expert, command ben experts. You are working alone. You like to be expert in your own area and trying to be expert in that area, right? And at the same time, otherwise you can become a manager. You become a manager, general manager, MD, CEO. Now, I worked for an internship for a Singaporean company once, in a semiconductor company. In that company, there are principal research engineers. Their salary is higher than the CEO. Why? They have got around 10 patents. So they are working alone as researchers. So you see the research career path for them. It's a professional career path for them. Or you have managerial career paths. Some in organizations you have learning or you share experiences, training engineer. So training career paths, or if you don't want, you can be an academic and go an academic career path and become a university lecturer and various things. And I could remember I worked for a telecommunication company, Swedish. They have project management career paths. So these individuals are sent for different projects from one country to another country, different one project to another country. So they are managing projects. So likewise, at the same time, our graduates, I think we should think, because we should never think we should always work. We should also think of creating work. If our country has to move forward, our graduates has to think we are going to create work. How? We have to be entrepreneurs. And if you create, because if you become an entrepreneur, you will create wealth, you will create jobs for the society. So those who want, or those who are willing to take the risk, and those who are able to take the risk, should think of becoming entrepreneur. Of course, you need to find the right the business or the solutions you are going to provide to the customer. So the entrepreneurial career path is also a great thing, because that will add a lot of value to the country and the national and even the individual. So having said that, the concept of career is changing. Those days, during your parents' time, the linear career, you join the bank as a clerk and retire as a general manager. Every 2 years, you get a promotion. That's a linear career path. But now there are expert career paths. You become, you join this thing, you learn something, you become expert in the own area. Maybe you do to HR, you are in command ben, IR, training and developer, learn, then become also specialist. Or then there are spirals. You go, move around. Now say, I was into HR, then I became a consultant. Like I worked in an overseas organization. Now I have become a company director on next, like a spiral be around. And there is another career path called Roma. Now Roma is unrelated. You join the army. After leaving the army, you join private sector. Then you join Red Cross. You then UN. Likewise, unconnected. So the concept of career has changed all over the world. We should not think the linear career is the most successful way. There are different career tracks. So that's young graduates you should think. And also I would advise you all to think of this entrepreneurial path also, because it will add a lot of value to yourself and to the country.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Janaka, for your valuable insights. So,
Sachini,
yes.
Sachini, can I please who Mr.
Of course.
brought in some valuable. I think Mr. Kumarasinghe brought in some excellent thoughts on the diverse areas of opportunity. One only thing what I want to add here is none of these paths are impossible. At the same time, none of these paths are easy. So again, I'm coming back. We see in our organizations, we see extremely talented new graduates, extremely knowledgeable, extremely with extreme high capacity. Sadly, they don't do 100% of theirs, which is very visible. So whatever here, the point what I want to emphasize here is, whatever the career path you select, please give your 101%. And then nothing goes unnoticed. The extra effort you put in will be noticed by the people who matters, and you will be duly rewarded because of you. They can see you are giving you 100% and fully engaged.
Thank you so much, Dr. Neil, adding your valuable thoughts to that. So, Dr. Wijetunge, what do you think about, like, what are the post-COVID-19 impacts on the job market and how industry has adjusted to? Do you think that industry has adjusted? How these undergraduates can get the most out of it, like with these post-COVID-19 impacts?
Yeah. Actual speaking is now the organizations, they have adjusted. They have adjusted this. I don't think that undergraduates, they should have some undue fear about the COVID-19 situation. Now we are at the post-COVID situation. Post-COVID situation, there are pluses for the organizations. So that's a minus for undergraduates, because during this period, organizations, they have realized what is the exact strength that they need. Right now, they have realized some of the passengers are in the organization, right? And also they have realized some work they can outsource. That's a huge trend. Outsourcing, even the sales they have outsourced, even part of the HR they have outsourced, various things they outsource. So therefore, the COVID-19 situation, I don't think that graduates, they will have to take care about that situation, because when they are going to the industry in another 2 years time or 3 years time, people don't know what it is, right? Because now the new drug is came to the world, that injections are very popular. So therefore, my feeling is, don't think about the negative part of it, think about the positive part of it. So they will have to fight for the positions, because layoffs started. Now I saw the statistics of the Department of Labor. So 1.8% of the employment dropped due to the COVID-19. 1.8% is roughly about 100,000 employments. But there's no big effect to the graduate level. So those are all supervisory and minor grade employment. But graduates, they should keep in their mind, because of this COVID-19 situation, organizations, they have learned a lot. They know how many people should come to the office, how many can be at home, how many the sections they can outsource. So that's the threat that they have. They can't be just passengers. So they will have to very, very competent. When they go to the organization, they are very, very competent, and they are capable enough to work with IT, the software supported. So they will have to improve themselves to match the post-COVID situation.
Yeah, which adding to Dr. Wijetunge said, yes, you guys have to learn how to, at least use Zoom, Google Meet, Google Sheets, everything. There are a lot of online tools. Using Google Drive, I don't know what are the things that organizations are using. So almost every organizations have bought a package, or Google package, or Outlook package, Office 360. So I think it's better if you guys know those stuff. I think that's what Dr. Wijetunge said that I think this
Sachini, good example is this event. Good example is
yes,
this event. How productive this event. So when
yes,
we had the panel discussion at a place. So now about 100 odd participants. So you will have to go to the BMICH, right?
yeah,
What a cost! What a cost to the session
yes,
and the transportation for the participants. So now it is they are very comfortably at home. They are listening to the webinar and they have chances to make notes and everything is perfect. So the safety, security, everything is there, no? So
yes.
likewise, those are the positive factors.
Yeah, I don't think that COVID is not anymore a challenge. I think everybody has adapted to it.
Certainly, yes.
Don't think you will like you there are less jobs. Just go and see to top jobs or whatever the jobs are. There are a lot of jobs for you guys. Don't think that you don't have any opportunities. There are a lot, but you will just working from home is actually I think privilege. For me also, I think it's a privilege. It's but for the internship, I think it's better if you
Not
guys
in
Dr. Vijay, so not for the
turn,
internship,
not
you
in turn,
guys have
really,
to
not
go
in
to
turn.
the organization and learn by yourself. Yes. So we have only 20 minutes left. We have almost answered all the questions. Now we have only the last questions. I'll keep that. What are the advice for the young graduates? I will keep it at last, like 3 minutes each. So I will ask some question I take 10 minutes and I will ask from the audience. I'm a second year student. Are there any training opportunities for us as undergraduates? I think it's depend from the course to the course. Dr. Vijay, what do you think? Are there any opportunities for second year graduates?
Yes, yes. There are two options. One is certain programs organized by the campus. Basically, they have the industrial training segment during the third year, but since they are online, they're following the online classes. So if they can find the internship programs elsewhere, it's plus point. It's plus point. So
Yeah.
that's up to them.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay. So also tell me some network, Mr. Janaka, tell me some networking companies and explain what I can learn there. It's bit, I'm not clear about the question also. Networking means I don't know whether he's mentioned in the IT networking or for the something else. Tell me some networking companies and explain what I can learn there. Dilani is asking.
Dilani
Dilani is here. What do you mean by networking?
Maybe what I do is I see Dilshan is asking a question: how we find reliable foreign internship?
Yeah.
Could
Yeah.
you please mention reliable, perfect foreign company name in the management field? Yeah, it's not an easy task. Now I told example of my daughter finding. So she found internship, not an internship, of course, training through one of her lecturers. So maybe industry known people, lecturers and all, they through their contacts, diaspora organizations like the Sri Lankan diaspora having company, they would like to have maybe intern short trainings for 3 months likewise. And also you can find then ISEC is a international student training organization. Do you all have a campus? I'm not sure. ISEC. So ISEC offers international training opportunities for students. So even overseas placements. So maybe in other ways, of course, in your LinkedIn, you can tell that I'm seeking an opportunity for training in another company. Maybe, of course, then you have online or physical, right? So then sometimes you may get opportunities. Maybe somebody will say, do this for me for maybe a short training or some work or part-time work. So you can express your desire in your LinkedIn or social media. So likewise, you can show your desire and try to do some sort of training. Of course, that's as Dr. Wijetunge said, it's partly only for training. Maybe training and internship are two things, right? Internship is after part of the course like apprenticeship. You become as a part of the course. Maybe training is while you are even undergraduate course. Nowadays, a lot of undergraduate courses are even online delivered partly. So people, the students can work for different organizations, even online, right? On short term. So that can be training, maybe related to your area or not. So these are some of the areas. Maybe other panelists will be able to shed some more light onto this. Yeah.
Thank you, Janaka.
Yeah,
So,
Sachini, adding to
yeah.
that online courses, there's a network, the social network called MOOCs. So the massive open online courses. So there are it's like a lot of training courses are there. People can join with that MOOCs. All sort of fields are there. So it's like a social network.
Thank you, Dr. Jitak. I think these graduates can look for it and then find some opportunities. So three persons like have asked about this supply chain management. I think there are so many supply chain management specialized students here. I guess so. So Dr. Neil, any ideas about supply chain management? What are the professional qualifications? How to find a company related to supply chain management?
It's a very much job in demand today.
Yeah, it's very booming industry because of this port is booming, and everything is like we are actually Sri Lanka is outsourced place, and Sri Lanka is like hub for this supply chain and all the logistics stuff. So I think it's very booming industry.
Exactly. But one thing what I want to share with supply chain management undergraduates is supply chain is a very broad area. So it's important for these supply chain management graduates and any other undergraduates also to have an understanding as to how the business takes place, how the organizations run. So I think there will be nothing to worry about. Of course, some organizations have deeply engaged some elements of supply chain, one or two parts of the supply chain. Some organizations get involved with
Let me add to it, Dr. Neil, especially John Keys. They have like a logistic and they have a different company to maintain their logistic and supply chain management. I think here is I'm adding this because that student has asked which industry that I can apply. So Haley's, Hema, John Keys, everybody has the supply chain management, but John Keys has a bigger company for that. But most of the other companies has outsourced it. So there are supply chain management companies. Am I right, Dr. Neil?
Right. Yes. Like you rightly mentioned, all large corporates.
Yes.
Have good opportunities in supply chain management.
Yeah.
So
it's
like
maybe,
yeah, of course, when you talk of a professional qualification, there is a near ISM Institute of Supplies and Materials Management diploma, But having said that, now the supply chain is a very broad area. It's a very important area. It's from the sourcing of material to production to delivery to transportation. So even in a lot of big companies, say now the factories, even we take Manchi or Ceylon Tobacco or Unilever, so they do have the supply chain. And some of the factory now, the factory manager is called HR manager. It's called supply chain HR manager. Sometimes the factory, the entire head is called factory manager, is supply chain manager. Likewise, head of the. Likewise, it's a wide area. So as Dr. Neil said, if you get into a big organization, from sourcing to manufacturing to distribution to trading, so that entire supply chain is there. You can get experience. Maybe you had to not. If you want to get that training, you should not be into one stage where from one area to another area, you should get exposure. So then you will get the idea of the entire supply chain.
Thank you, Mr. Janaka. There's another student is asking, when we take logistic field and project management field, what is the most important critical field? And he's asking which one has the most demand? Project
Sachini,
management or logistics? Yeah,
Can
Dr.
I
Wijetunge.
add? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
So because I have a relationship with logistics, logistic management, because my son is a logistic expert and he's working for an overseas company. There's a saying, as long as human beings are there, HR won't die. As long as sea and sky is remaining, logistic won't die. Right? So
Yes.
that's a very popular saying. So logistic is one of the best industries. So there's a link with supply chain management. There's a link with supply chain management. The logistic, of course, there's no proper qualification other than the chartered shipbrokers qualifications, but it's a link with the supply chain management. Supply chain management is the booming industry today. So, but it's hard. It's very hard. If anybody can get into that subject, no need to work for an organization solo. So they can put up their own organization. You see how many logistic companies in this country. So there are enough
Also, Dr.
mushrooms companies
Wijetunge,
because
also, Dr. How many BPO companies are there? Business
exactly,
process outsourcing companies.
exactly,
So those
exactly,
are the companies you can actually start a BPO of your own.
exactly, exactly. Exactly. So there are industries. That's what I said. The supply chain management is a very good booming industry. They can link to the logistics if they can follow the logistics processes. So it's very good market
Yeah.
everywhere in the world.
Yeah. So many companies and so many countries have this. So they outsource their operations. Like those are called business process outsourcing. Sri Lanka has
Yeah,
a lot of BPO companies. Like when
we have
somebody is
enough.
calling from USA, it might connect to India, it might connect to Sri Lanka or whatever the country, whatever in the world. So you guys also can start something like that if you can research more about it. So,
Getting back to uh, question whether the supply chain is better or project management is.
yeah. Yes.
I think all of us of the view, both are equally good.
Yes.
Exactly.
Both are
Everything
equally
is
good.
equally good.
Equally good. But again, I'm coming back. If you are given a choice, better follow your heart.
Yeah.
And once you make a decision, give a 100% commitment. And once you make a commitment, you can't be going back and forth to say maybe logistics also would do, and you can't go half-hearted. Both are equally good professions.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Neil. So
But
this is
Sachini, one advice
yes,
I want to give to the undergraduates,
of course.
please choose a mentor. You have to have a mentor. Maybe 2 or 3, very much the better. So I understand that they are now, they are strike the balance, which should be the better, which should be the selection and all that. Ask them to advise them to find a good mentor. Mentor will help you. Otherwise, you will be nowhere.
Yeah. Adding to that point
Sachini,
also. Yes, Dr. Neil.
I think since Dr. Wijetunge brought this in, and also from the type of questions coming up from the undergraduates, it's not very uncommon.
Yeah.
As a country, career guidance is very limited. So
Yes.
obviously, these type of questions will be bothering the young undergraduates. Even without a mentor, you will learn what to do, but it will take a long time.
Yeah.
A couple of years or decades. So it's a good idea to have a good mentor, and
I think it's your boss also can be your mentor. When I got into, I'm still thankful to my first boss. He was the one who showed me this path, showed me to this path. Now he is like in he big post at Dialogue. So even your boss at your internship, first job, or your lecturer, or your at whoever, yeah, he can be a mentor.
Make sure not a peer.
Yeah. So make sure not to fear. So one last question, Dr. Neil. We'll end the session from this question. Dear sir, can electronic and engineering management student work as managers for textile or non-engineering related companies for their internship? So I think this student is from electronic and engineering. I think he is asking whether he is choosing a company related to textile or not choosing an industry not related to engineering. So it's an open question.
All industries needs engineers. So organize a large factories, have PLCs, pneumatics, lot of electronics involved in it. Surely you can. Not only garment industry, all large factories, manufacturing plants are searching for good engineering engineering graduates.
Yeah. So, Mrs. Janaka, any thoughts about it for this engineering management student? So,
Yeah, I
choosing
think
industry for him?
it depends on your desire, what you want to be, because now today in Sri Lanka, a lot of engineers are into management jobs actually, right? Not into engineering jobs, sort of manage. So if you are interested in managing something, why not you join there? And I could remember there was an electronics engineer from Moratua. He was working with me at Suntel. Later, he joined the garment industry as a CEO. Now he's a minister, right? So you see, so it depends on the your motivation, ambition. What do you want to be? It's in the middle. But if you want to be a specialist electronic engineer, then garment industry may not be, unless there is some specialized manufacturing or artificial intelligence and robotics is used. Not a normal garment industry may not be the place for you. But if you want to be a manager, CEO one day, is no problem of being there. That depends on your ambition.
So, so we have come to the end of the session. So the final thing that I want to ask from you, this most reputed panel, what advice would you like to give to a beginner to industry as an expert in the field? I'll start from Mr. Janaka. What are your advices? What are your golden thoughts?
I think one important thing is now there is something called IQ, intelligent quotient. But we have seen with our experience, the most successful people are not with the highest IQ, but the EQ, emotional intelligence. So it's very important that you develop your emotion. That is, you understand your feelings. You be aware of your feelings, how to control. Sometimes you get angry, how to control your message, how to be self-motivated, how to interact with this. So emotional intelligence, maybe read. There's a book called Daniel Goleman. So that's very important if you want to go high in your career. At the same time, as you said, knowledge, skills, attitudes. Attitude is, they say your attitude decides your altitude. So it's very important you have that attitude, a positive attitude. You want to make it, do it, attitude, excel in attitude. Because as I heard Dr. Neil also telling this, I have seen in our life, those who are successful are the people who were doing whatever the thing they were doing, they were trying to do the best. So even whatever the little thing, maybe relevant or irrelevant,
Yes.
not an unwanted thing, but you try to do the best, give the best. So if you have that attitude, it will take a long way. So that's very important. Apart from the knowledge and the skill, the attitude is very important to take you to heights. And I think I thank you, the panel, and also I thank Kumudita for inviting me, and Dr. Sachini, Ms. Sachini for the great facilitation, and also Dr. Shamin for inviting me to this panel, and also Dr. Wijetunge and Dr. Bogahalande, my friends, and also the audience. I think you have a great audience where we're waiting very eagerly. So thanking everybody, I remain silent. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Janaka, sharing your valuable thoughts with us today. So, Dr. Wijetunge, what are your words to these young graduates today?
Yes. Actually speaking is I am 100% in agreement with Mr. Kumarasinghe. The emotional intelligence is a big issue today, especially when we are working with the young people. So even a one word enough for them to give the resignation and go. So they don't know what will happen the next day, but they are not. I don't say it's a competent enough. They don't have that experience. The attitude, yes, attitude and behavioral patterns, very poor, and they don't respect to the society. They don't respect to the seniors. So that's very bad situation. When we were in the industry, one number senior is senior. So there's no compromise. There's no compromise. So therefore, I advise all young graduates to maintain your emotions, you manage your emotions, and also develop your attitudes, because the organizations, they are looking for, they want to hire good attitudes, not the knowledge and skills. Knowledge and skills, if they have the basic qualifications, that can be done by the organization. If the person's attitude is good, the attitude is good, they can. And also I advise all young graduates to develop your networks. Develop your networks, social networks, be a member of a club, society, so then you are exposed to the society, and also professional institutions. You can be an affiliate member or a student member, so you can participate a lot of events like webinars and all that. So, and a lot of gatherings are there. You meet different professionals. So therefore, I think it is very important. Make sure that you are not a child. Now you are not a child. So if you have any childish qualities, please get rid of all these childish qualities. You all are elderly people now. You have the voting rights, you have a decision-making rights. If you can select your spouse without any permission, why can't you take decisions or the society level? So therefore, you have to manage yourself, and you have to read more, you will have to learn more, and you will have to develop your networking. So those are the advices that I can give it to the young graduates. As you very correctly said, there are enough jobs in the market. No fear. There are enough jobs in the market. Market is looking for the excellent people. So if you become an excellent, so you have the market. So I'll wrap up my presentation, and thank you very much for inviting me, Sachin. You did a very good job as a moderator. And thank you for allowing three of us to get into one platform after a long time. So, and the chairman of the event, he has done a very good job. And all participants, thank you very much. So if you need further elaborations or any advices, I think all three panelists are available on their phones, or so we can arrange any other event at the university itself. So thank you very much, Dr. Bogahalande. Thank you very much, Mr. Janaka Kumarasinghe. So hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. I'm so honored to hear your very valuable words and very valuable insight. And I should say that SLT, your university is very lucky to have you, very lucky to get the advices from you. The students are very lucky to have you, sir, in the university. So Dr. Neil, so from you, we are going to wrap up the session. So what are your thoughts about this? What are your advices?
Life is not a 100-meter dash. So there are many things you can do now and do something else later. For an example, you can eat now and drink later. You can sing now and laugh later. You can eat now and sleep later. But you cannot work now and live later. So therefore, you got to be happy. It's very important to be happy. There are a lot of research carried out on happiness, and also all studies reveal happy employees are 35% more productive, and happy employees are 300% more innovative. So, therefore, have a good balance in life. It's not only being a CEO at 35, so what? You at the expense of many other things. So, physical, emotional, intellectual, spiritual, all these part, aesthetic aspects of it, all these things add color and glamour to your life. It's very important to have a blend of these things in addition to the good inputs brought in by my two friends. So therefore, I just want to highlight this aspect about happiness. I'm involved with a project with Hitachi, a chief scientist on happiness, a thing called Happiness Planet. And the results are very stable, that happy employees are better citizens, better employees. Therefore, look at ways of, it's very different to pleasure. Look at ways of being happy, learn a few things about being happy. And end of the day, we want to see all SLT graduates doing well in life and living a happy life as good citizens. Thank you very much, everybody. Kamadita worked very hard to get this thing going. Sachini, thank you very much. You did an excellent job.
Thank you, sir.
SLT, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity to share our views. I'm sure all three of us will be very pleased. For want of time, we got to bring a lot of controls in sharing. But if anybody wants to do a deep diving, please feel free to share our mobile numbers, and they can text us. And if you don't answer, we'll come back. Finally,
Connect via LinkedIn also, definitely.
Exactly, yes. And finally, I would like to thank all the participants and wish all of them a very happy and bright future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. So we'll end the session from today. So I would like to thank Dr. Neil, Dr. Lalith, and Mr. Janaka. So we'll wrap up the session for today. Thank you all for participating for this session. I think this is, I was enjoying very much. I have been in the industry for 4 years now. I'm still fresh to the industry also. I learned a lot of things from sir, from this, this panel. So some certain things even I haven't heard, like, unlearn unwanted stuff, like, those are very interesting things. So my advice for the fresh graduates, since I have been for I am also fresh. So it's okay to be behind the curtain at the beginning of your career. You don't have to be the one who show off your face to your boss. It's okay to be behind the curtain and learn this stuff. Later on, you will have the chance to show that what the things you have learned when you lead the company, when you market yourself, there will be a lot of learning. So when you start the career, don't be the person, show off the things what others have done, or be just be just like pretending person. It's okay to be behind the curtain, and it's important to learn stuff from behind the curtain, because all the hard work is behind the curtain. So it's important that you prepare, you learn stuff from it. So that's my advice for it. This is like, and also taking up challenges. This is the first time I have done something like this, moderating. When Kumudhar called me and asked me, Ane, please, Aki, let's do this. I said, okay, don't worry, I'll do it. This is my first time. I have never been into moderating with the panel. This is me because I like to take challenges. So you guys should also take challenges and do new stuff. So that's my advice for you also. So thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Janaka. Thank you, Dr.
You can be a professional moderator, I believe.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, Thamira, shall we wrap up this session by wishing them a very good night to all the panel and the participants? Thamira, over to you.
Yeah, I think Vatsala. Vatsala, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Sachini. And so now we are come closer to the end of this today's session, and it has been such an insightful event to all of us. This wouldn't be much possible without amazing panel for resource persons. So now the time to present our heartiest gratitude towards in form of token. Hence, I present this token of appreciation here with us right now and who spend their valuable time of their busy life schedules to enlighten us for our future betterment. So, Dr. Neil Bogahalande, thank you so much, sir, for your great effort. Dr. Lalith Wijetunge, thank you so much, sir, for your great effort. And also, Mr. Janaka Kumarasinghe, sir, thank you so much for your effort. As well as our moderator, thank you so much, Ms. Sachini Dharmarathne, in moderating the session to make this event a success. Finally, I invite our organizing committee member, Pavani Gamage, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. And all here. I would like to take this opportunity to express our thanks to Dr. Lalith Wijetunge, Dr. Neil Bogahalande, and Mr. Janaka Kumarasinghe for enriching our knowledge with valuable and new experiences by joining us for this project despite the busy schedule. It is such an honor for me to get the opportunity to thank you, our dignitaries. I would also like to thank the academic and non-academic staff of the Sri Lanka Technological Campus for their support in making this TraiNext 21 project a success, and our organizing committee who work hard to make everything successful from the beginning. And also your active participation in the success of our program is a great help to us. For that, I extend a warm welcome to the people in the gathering. I would like to express my gratitude to all esteemed delegates of the webinar for their presence and contribution to make this webinar a great success. We also request you to submit your opinions about today's session, which was conducted through this project using the feedback form. Finally, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all those who supported us in completing the TraiNext 2021 project successfully, and wish you all a good day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pavani. Thank you.
Just a small request to you all, dear guest speakers and participants, could you please turn on your camera to get this memorable session captured? I'll count 1, 2, 3. So then I will capture 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.